All right. So I want to officially welcome us to the section. So this is still on the WordPress web design, where we are learning how to build astonished websites using content management system known as WordPress. So if I may just recap on what we have done, uh, we have covered hosting, where I said hosting is the process you engage in order to buy your URL or your domain name, which is an address that takes the publish to your contents hosted in a server. We also talk about how to pay for the hosting server, that is how to buy space where you will eventually upload or design your content into. Then I also showed us how to access your hosting cPanel. I know I've explained all the processes involved to log into our cPanel before we can install WordPress. Then I will also walk us through how to install your WordPress theme. All right, so like I was explaining, I have taught us how to install your theme. Remember, I told us that the theme is just like an already made built house, which you been able to install after your hosting package, which gives us already structured websites. So all we are learning now is for us to know how to build or to customize that theme, which has already come with the structuring and some of the default contents. So after the installation, I believe we logged into our WordPress dashboard like this. I took my time to explain that once you install your WordPress, you have access to the admin dashboard. So it is the admin dashboard that actually gives us access to posting content to the front end of our website. Don't forget, I did explain that almost every website has front end and the back end. So the front end is also called the user's end. That is that end that the URL takes the users to. Then you as a developer, you have the back end. That is where you administer the entire website. So, but in this case, since we are using WordPress, this represents our WordPress back end. Why this is your root back end. Okay, so before you can install WordPress, you must go through the root back end. Now, once you have installed it, then you should be able to have access to the back end. And I took my time to explain the structure of your WordPress back end, where I said the whole of this section is your panel, your admin panel, where you can access different navigation command. For example, we have page, we have comment, we have appearance. So our ability to manage all these panel features is what shows that we understand how to use WordPress. So, but in this section, after installing your WordPress, the next thing is for you to install what we call plugins. Plugins. So plugins are pieces of softwares which we use in increasing the functionality of our WordPress website. So plugin is one of the main advantage of using WordPress as a platform for creating professional e-commerce, or think of any type of website you want to design. So one of the the key element that makes it exciting and flexible is the ability to work with plugins. That is why in this section, I want to expatiate much on plugins. And then we are going to install one of the plugin. Then we're going to use that plugin to create or to customize the entire website, which we inherited as a team with templates. Okay, now if you look here now, there's what we call WordPress Builder. WordPress Builder. Now, WordPress Builder is the plugin or are plugins that you install in your WordPress in order for you to add contents to your WordPress pages. Because I made us to understand that every website has different pages. That is why professionally, we define website as the collection of pages. And all these pages display different content to the users or to your visitors. So for example, the first thing I'm going to show us is for us to know how to view the front end of our WordPress while developing. Now, the first thing, you come to this icon, then right click on it and select open link in a new tab. So what that is going to do is to prompt us to the front end, because when you are creating or building your WordPress website, you are expected to open the front end side by side with the back end or with the admin dashboard, so that whatever you must have developed or whatever you are creating at the moment, you can always check how they will be presented to the users or to the visitor. Now, if you see, this is the template that we installed. This is the template that came with the theme we installed. Don't forget, I told us in that class that there are two things you must understand their roles. One is the theme. Theme is what forms the structure. That is what we achieve with HTML if we are learning how to build websites using programming languages. Then another thing that we have, the theme is what forms the structure, while the templates are these contents that are already designed that we are subjected to what to modify to our own contents. That is why it is faster for you to build websites using WordPress, because the hustle of defining or struggling with the structuring aspect of your website has been taken care of as soon as you install theme and templates. Okay, so the only thing you need to do now is what we call substitution. That is, you are going to be substituting all these to match with your type of website you are building. Okay, so all these pictures that came with the theme, you are supposed to change them to align with the type of website we are designing. So what makes you a professional here is your ability to use different widgets. So these widgets are like the building block, which are wrapped in the builder, which is the plugin we are talking about. So my focus tonight is to quickly expose us to how to work with WordPress builder called Elementor. WordPress builder called Elementor. So Elementor is playing the role of HTML, which defines the structure and gives us tags for creating the content. Elementor is also providing us styling scripts, which are known as CSS, for determining the appearance, the presentation of your website pages content. Okay, so I just want us to understand that. But in all, know that the Elementor is a plugin which you have to install. It doesn't come with your WordPress by default, except you purchase a license version of the theme, because this very one we are using is not licensed. These are free theme and templates that we have the privilege of accessing just because we hosted a website under a company called Google Hosts. Okay, so towards the end of the class, I am going to show us how you can actually buy a licensed team. There are a lot of advantages. So the licensed team are more flexible to edit. So anybody who is trained to edit this free template, where there are a lot of constraints, then that person should find it easier to edit licensed team because there are a lot of assistance that are attached to it, being that you purchase it genuinely. Okay, so this is our front end. Now, I want to talk about website structure before we go into installing the builder called Elementor. Now, you need to know that your website has three main sections. So I understand that there are some of us that are here that have not gone through how to build websites using the core programming languages. So coming from that background, there is need for me to establish certain facts so that you can flow with me. Now, always understand that every website you see has three sections so that you know the priority why I am going to be designing one section before the other one. Now, this is just like the shape of your website. It's either in a landscape shape or a portrait shape. Now, there is always the first part of your website, which is called the nav bar. The nav bar. So this first section is called the navigation bar. So the primary role of the navigation bar is to allow you to display navigation links. There is what we call links. As you can see them here, H, that is home, about, shop, blog, contact. They are called navigation links. So these are the main link. In other words, the whole of this part that is holding all the main link, it is called navigation bar. It's always appear or position at the top of your website, just like I have it here in my diagram. Then after that, you have the section that follow. So the whole of this section is called your main body. This is your main body. This is your main body. Now, your main body is where you create all your content, those information you want to present to the audience or to the visitor. The main reason why you are developing a website is because you want to promote or you want to market products. So those contents, they are to be prioritized within the main section. Then we have the next section, which is usually called the footer. So this is our footer section. Our footer section. So this footer is actually designed to hold some key information as well. For example, you can have your copyright here. In the footer, there's a symbol of copyright. You can also have what we call quick link. Quick links, some of the links that could not be captured here. For example, you can repeat some of these key links at your footer. You can still have your home here, depending the height of the website. So if you feel that the height of the website is much, such that when somebody is at the bottom, he may no longer be seeing this word navigation bar. For him or her to access the main link, you can as well display them in your footer. Now, your footer can also have like your social media handle, like your WhatsApp, your Facebook link, all of them, your TikTok, whatever it is that have to do with social media, you can embed them in your footer. So I just want us to know the priority of distributing our website content. So you should know as a professional what should be here, what should be here, what should be here. Primarily, you should know that. Okay? Now that we understand the structure, let's quickly look at how the first thing you should do before you start developing your WordPress. So from the back end here, which is our WordPress dashboard, the first thing you are expected to check is your settings. Your settings. So every WordPress installation comes with some default settings. And then you having access or knowing the settings the installation came with gives you an idea of some of the things that are already put in place. So it is very important you always find out what are the correct settings that came with this my installation. Perhaps something is not properly set. You can take advantage of that and quickly fix it before you start your development, because there are a lot of development, or during development, there are some things that will be surfacing automatically. So if you don't understand how the setup works, you may find it difficult to know where to handle them. So you go to, the first thing, you go to your user, go to setting, from setting, and then you go to user. Now, sorry, so start from here. Let's start from here, user. From user, check your user profile. This is where you know what and what has been configured as regarding to user of this particular WordPress. So I can right click on it and select what, open in a new tab, so that it does not take me away from this particular page in case I want to come back. Now, as I want to access the user, it's asking me to log in officially. So I could just click, if that is a login detail, I could just click. So I have two front end open, so I'm going to close one. Okay, so this is your user. So if you scroll down now, I'm going to play with some things here. Now, your background, your dashboard background is set on this. That is why you are having here with black color. So if I'm not okay with this background color, let's assume that this background color does not permit me to see some of these important panel components. I can just click here. So you can see that what I've changed the entire looking of the entire dashboard. So I can change the way I want to view the entire dashboard environment. Well, I'm going to leave it here. I just want to play around some of the things you can reconsider when you preview the profile. Now we have language defaults, which could be English, username, admin. Now there are some of those information during installation you supply that you can as well change while you are in this environment. So these are some information, the admin, in case you want to know, because by the time you start creating form, whenever they fill those form, there is an email that those form content will be submitted to. So if you don't know how to come here, you will be looking for where are the content are submitted to. So from here, you have an idea of, okay, this is the email. So peradventure, you want to change this email, is allowed, like they stated here. If you change this, an email will be sent at your new address to confirm it. So if you change any email here, it's going to send it to your default webmail for you to approve it before it stays. So we are going to look at that probably towards or somewhere in the class. Now, this is your website. This is the URL in case I want to send it to someone to access what I've done. I will just copy this link, go to my WhatsApp, and paste it. In case you want to explain yourself better, because this will have a way of driving Google SEO, which is called Google Search Engine Optimization, that makes your website visible to searchers. Okay, so some of these details, if they are not provided, Google will not rank your website, because Google will not trust your website because you are hiding some important information that can be used to trace you if any fraudulent work take place within your website. So, but they are optional. You can always come here and update all this. You can put your profile picture just to have an identity, and then you can change your password. Like that password you were given when you were installing the WordPress. For any reason you want to change it, you can as well go ahead and do that. Then session, you can log out everyone depending on how you manage your section. And then if eventually you change anything, you click on what update profile to keep the changes. Okay, so that is the first thing you do once you are done with your installation. So another thing I'm going to do is now I want to check how many pages actually came with this theme. So I want us to be taking note of the order at which I am attempting to this component. That is how you learn WordPress. So after you have confirmed or check your user installation information, the next thing is for you to know, since it's already built house that you install, there is need for you to walk around to find out what came with it, so that you know whether there is need for you to remove some if they don't tally with the kind of websites you want to build, or there is need to even create more pages. So that is the first thing. So how do I check current pages, existing pages that came with this website? Because looking at the front end here, I'm only seeing home, seeing about, seeing shop, seeing blog, seeing contact. And then if I go to my footer, I can only see there is no link here. So you can see that at least from the front end, you have an idea of some of the link, but you cannot conclude that these are the only link. There might be other bunch of link that has not been activated to display on the navigation bar or the footer. So it is when you carry out the step of finding out, you get to know how many links actually came with this theme. So how do you do that? You go to pages and then you click on all pages. So from here, it will display the list of all the pages that came with this installation. So you can see that you have just what? You have just one page. Now, those other pages that we are seeing here, they have actually been assigned to the navigation bar. But I'm wondering if this is actually the profile. Let me check here, because it means that we have deleted some of the pages. So for you, the one you installed, you might see home and all of these pages that we are seeing here, including other pages. So it's possible that I deleted them, probably trying to teach you how to delete all the pages. So as it stands now, we have just 2 pages inherited. We have the privacy policy. We have sample page. So this is a good one so that you learn how I am going to create all those pages. So, but I don't need this sample page. So I will just click here. So in other words, this is how you can delete an existing page in case it's not relevant to the type of website you want to design. So just simply click on it. If you have them in multiple that you want to delete at once, you can check all of them and then you come here. But in this case, I'm leaving this privacy policy. I am going to need it, so I don't want to delete it. So I will now come here and choose an option that says move to trash, and then click on apply to implement the action. So now if you go back, you'll find out that you have just deleted the sample page. So simply, that is how you can delete any page. So you are experienced to know how to delete any page that came, or pages that came with your theme installation if you don't need them. Now that we have deleted almost all the pages, let us quickly look at how do we create them, because you cannot just be deleting. At times you clear everything because you have knowledge of how to use widget to build your website. Now, what is happening here, why you don't have all these pages, is because you have not installed your development plugin, which is the Elementor. So these pages actually exist, but these are pages that you need to attach to a builder called Elementor. So let's quickly go and install the Elementor so that we can be sure whether these pages exist or not, because those pages expect that they are to exist under a builder. So how do we install Elementor? So I want to pay attention, because after some time, I'm going to observe break and watch you doing exactly what I am doing. So for any reason you are not getting it, there is a reaction button there. So once I see it, or you unmute yourself and speak out if I'm too fast or if you are not getting it. But hopefully I'm going to allow you after some time to practice what we are doing. Remember that it's just a Friday training. So you have Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to stay on this video and be able to what? To practice everything I must have explained.
Now, I put I put it on the record so you can go on. I put it on the record so you can go on. So whatever you teach, I record it. Then when you are done, I practice it all over again.
All right, yeah, it's recording. All right. Let me confirm that again. Okay, yeah, we are recording. All right, so let's quickly look at how to install the Elementor as a builder. It is not only Elementor that we actually have as a WordPress builder. We have page layer, which we deliberately turn off when we were installing the WordPress. The reason being is that we wanted to use more friendly page builder, which is Elementor, and more widely used page builder, because by the time you start buying the license team for handling customers' projects, most of the team will be sold to you with Elementor. So that is the reason why I'm training us with that Elementor, so that you don't have issue. So Elementor is a plugin and it is a page builder. It's one of the most used page builder in WordPress. It has beginners friendly interface and user friendly. So now if you check here now, there is no place you can see it. How do I check plugins that I have already installed? Because when you install WordPress, it comes with a bunch of plugins. So before you even think of installing the Elementor, you need to find out whether it has been installed or it came as default. So how do you check your install plugin? You come to plugin here, you will see two options. One say add plugin. So this is the one you follow when you want to install a new plugin. This is the link you follow when you want to check how many plugins are running. In other words, how many plugins has been installed. So once you click here, it will preview the list of all the installed plugins. So you can see these are plugins already installed. In case you want to stop anyone from running, you can simply click on deactivate, or you select it and select this option. You select delete in case, because sometimes there could be plugin conflicts. So when we continue, sometimes you run into such challenges where one plugin has similar function with another plugin, but unknowingly you install both of them. So at the end of the day, there will be a background conflict that will make some of the things not to show. So in case you discover and you want to delete, that is why you must know how to delete plugin. You must also know how to install plugin. So to delete plugin, just select the list of plugins you want to delete, just like I've selected, or if it is only one, select it. Then specify the action you want to perform with that selected item. Either you want to delete it or you want to update it, because a plugin can be outdated. Okay, so this is one thing that is very common with WordPress. You might build a website for client today, and then after some months, some things stop working. And then when the client reach out to you, you'll be surprised that it's possible that the plugins must have been outdated. So when you come here, you just select this particular plugin, or you can select all the plugin and just select what? Updates, so that all of them can be updated. Or you program it on enable what? Auto update, so that whenever there is a new plugin, it can update
automatically to save you from running into some of those challenges I just highlighted now. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how you can delete plugin. So you can see that among all these plugins, there is no Elementor. So I am sure that Elementor has not been installed. So let's quickly go ahead and install it. So I'll click on Add Plugin. Then when it brings us here, so these are some of the default plugins that in case a particular plugin you want to install happens to be listed, you can just go ahead and install it. Now, there are some that are asking for updates, like I just explained. It's either you come here and update if it falls within the ones you have installed or not. How do you know the one you have installed? The one you have installed will not show what install now. So this one that is showing update now, it means that it's an already installed plugin that is requesting for what? Update. But unfortunately, Elementor that I want to install is not here. So I'll go ahead and search for what? Elementor. So just type Elementor. Once you type it, you see that what it will search with the keyword you supply. Elementor. So let's hold on. It's still searching. Fine. So we have what? Elementor. Now, the Elementor I have here, I need to check because there are different versions of Elementor. The one we are asking for is the page builder. So you read the brief description of any plugin you want to install. Elementor, PostGrid, Portfolio, whatever, that is not the one we are looking for. So when you get the symbol, you will know. Let me see, that is not the one I'm looking for. Elementor Kit, Elementor add-on, no, that is not it. So let's search again. So let's say once I type Elementor, so the keyword matter. Let me just leave it like this and see what it will come out with. Okay, so I'm waiting for the search. So let's search again. Elementor page builder. So your keyword matter, Elementor page builder. Fine, good, you can see it. So this is exactly, so take note of the main logo. There are other associated Elementor, but you need to look for the one you are looking for, which is the page builder, the one that will help you to customize, to create your page's content. So if you read through it, before you install any plugin, please always take a few minutes to read this description. It will give you an idea of, okay, what is this plugin useful? The plugin website, sorry, the Elementor website builder has it all. Drag and drop page builder. Pixel, that's for adding images, perfect design, mobile responsive, editing, and more of that. So you go ahead and install. So anytime you are installing plugin, there are two stages that are involved. One is to install it. Once the installation process is completed, it will switch to what? Activate. So you must install, activate before it can be what? Active. So now install, then you click on what? Activate. So once you have activated, you are expected to see it here. So if you stop at just installation, you have not completed, so it will not be shortlisted here. So let's go ahead and activate it. So just know that that is the process. Any plugin at all you are installing WordPress, after the installation, you what? You activate it. Now, this information is prompted because you are installing it for the very first time. So it's requesting for you to create an account. So if you have time, you can create an account. But if you don't have time, you can just bypass it. So just go back to, just click here to go back to your dashboard. Then you will see Elementor. So it has already installed. Only thing is that they want you to have an account with them so that they can use it for email marketing. So you can see that once, as soon as we activated it, it's now listed here. And these are the features that came with it for us to manage it as a plugin. So now let's go back and view Remember, when we click on pages, let's see whether we'll have some pages updated now that we have installed our page builder. So this is network issue. Okay, so we still have just these pages. So now we are sure that, okay, we don't have pages. So let's quickly go and learn how to create pages. Let's quickly learn how to create pages. So all these pages that you were seeing here, never assume that they exist. You can't create content. If you click on any of them now, they will take you nowhere because their root has been removed. So that is why we are going to, we have to create them and formalize them. So don't be tempted that, okay, you have homepage. The question is that if you click on this homepage now, you can see that what? They are taking us nowhere because they don't have root. Because where I know that they don't have root is here. The home, about us, all those pages that you are seeing here, they are supposed to be accessible here. Okay? So the reason is that they were deleted, but they are still showing here. So now for us to officially establish them, that will now take us to how to create pages. Then after we have created those pages, we will now learn how to assign them to the respective location. We can assign some to display in the footer. We can assign some to display in the header. We can also assign some, as the case may be, probably somewhere within the body section, which I explained earlier on. So how do we create pages? You click on page and select add new. So for me to still retain this environment, I will just right click on that add new page. And then I think it's time for me to delete some of this link. So let me clear this. They will not distract us. So I'm leaving this to be checking our front end. So this is our dashboard. So this is where we are creating new pages. Let's wait for it to finish loading. All right, so this is the kind of environment you have. So from here, the name of that page, you create it. So I'm going to start with home. So you can be mindful of your case. That is capital letter. The most professional way of naming your pages is what? The first letter should be capital letter, while the rest be small letter. So once you have named the page, then you click on publish, and then you click on publish again. Then it will send you a message that the page has been created. You can see it now. Home is now on. Okay? So if I go to that place where I was viewing the pages now, if I refresh this page now, let's refresh this page, you see that what? Home is added. So I just want us to be seeing the update that will be happening as we are doing this. So I'll go back there. Now, instead of me going back here and go to what? To page, instead of me coming back here and selecting add new page, I could just from here click on what? Add it. In other words, it will just switch to what? This environment where I can define another page. So the next one is about. About, you can decide to say about us. So it depends on you. Publish, then publish. Once you can see that about us is live now, it means what? The page has been created. Now, if I go back again and refresh, just want to show you the updates so you can see that what? We are already developing our pages. So I will not have to be going there because now you understand what will be happening at the background. So the next one is contact. Contact us. Then I'll click on publish and publish. So add. The next one is going to be services. That's it, because we are going to turn this to e-commerce website. So let's say shop. We need a page where we can showcase all our products, and then where we are going to activate the payment gateway so that our customer can buy products online. or shop product online in this website. So let's add that page. So let's add more pages. The next one is gallery. This is where, okay, let's say services. Services will be, I think service will be shop. So if in case you want to see our services, you can go to our shopping page. So that is where you see the list of our services. Or let's still add it as separate services. Publish, publish again. So let's add another one, which is blog. There should be blog page. Depending, though, it's not all websites that you give room for blog. Blog is just like you are creating a forum within the website for getting feedback. That is people where people can chat. And just like you are incorporating a kind of social media platform where your visitors can always air their view, share their experience in your website. Then you can always, see it at the admin level, or even other people can see the review of others from that blog page, just for interaction between your visitors and yourself. So let's add more pages. So let's say we have a page where we want to talk about what we have done. That is gallery. So let's add that. So let's assume these are the pages you have. So if I come back here and refresh, you will notice that you have a bunch of pages created. All right. So let me get a feedback. Are you following? Just unmute yourself. Let me just get a feedback.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so now that we have created the pages, so if I go to the front end, I will know whether any of those pages automatically updated here or not. If they don't, I have to manually assign them. So let me refresh this page and see if some of those pages, you can see that all those pages that we created have not been assigned to this place. So the next thing we want to learn now is that how do I allocate those pages? The ones I want to display here, how do I make them to show here? The one I want to display in my footer, how do I make them to display in the footer? So that is the next thing we want to learn. So how do we do that quickly? So we go back to your, in case you are writing your step, you go back to your WordPress dashboard. From your WordPress dashboard, you go to appearance. You go to appearance. So from appearance, we are supposed to see menu. So you can see what is happening here is that we have not installed theme. Now I understand why we are not, because how do I know that we have not installed theme? Because once you come to appearance here, you are supposed to see menu. So let's quickly go and install theme. So how to install theme? So I thought I have taught us that before, but it's like this particular account. Maybe it's another account, but let me just go ahead and install theme. So you come to theme. So from theme, you see the list of theme that you have here. These are default theme. This is the current one you are working with, which is the active. I know we installed theme, but I'm wondering why the theme is not active. So which means that let's download the templates. Maybe we just install it. We did not add templates. So let me see if we can get the templates from here. Add new template. Choose template type. Let's say page. Name your templates. Let's say menu. Then create templates. So if this option work, then there might not be need to install theme because I can see an activated theme. The only thing is that there is no template because template is what contains the content actually. Okay, so let me see. So let me go and preview the team now, the appearance. Okay, let's just install another team again so that I will be sure. I think we searched for electronic that very day. E-commerce. Let me activate this one just to find out what is happening. So if this does not work, it means that we have work to do. We have to go and start setting up another one. We check the setting. Something is wrong here. Okay. I think there's something that we need to attend to here. Install the Ruby command complete plugin, unlock the team picture. Quick. Okay. So I think this is where the issue is, because there is a running team, but no content. So let's just wait for this to. Okay, yeah. So this is where the issue is. So just hold on. Go where I expected to see menu here. That's the only way we can assign those pages. Let's wait for this process to complete. All right, so now we have installed our page builder. So like I was, let's check the pages that actually came with this again, if we have to go through. So the same thing here now, but now we have everything we want to work with. So let's quickly go through creating those pages again. So I'll just create few. Just go to page, add new page. Just pray that it should be fast like the other one. Let me delete some of this. I need to delete some of them. Just so done. Okay. So here I will just say home, weekly. Add. I believe you still remember the process. So once it shows home is on now. Is it taking me to, okay. About, publish. Add.
I don't know if I've added contact. Okay, no. Contact us. Add. We added the gallery the other time. So once I've created the pages, I hope you join with your laptop. So I would like to see you adding some pages, at least 2. Let me confirm that you have mastered this process. Then I'll now take the assignment of the pages to a different section of our website. So let's say the next one is blog. Okay, we added a shop the other time. We added the blog. So after this, I'll show us how to assign. Then you do your classwork. At least you are going to do something for me. Let me know that you are following. Okay, so like I told us now, once you have created all your pages, let's go and view them to know if all the pages we created. Let's quickly go to the front end and see if they are already showing automatically. If they are not, so we have to manually assign them. So you can see all the pages we created are showing now, but we still have a lot of work to do. It is not good for you to pile up or to overcrowd your navigation bar. Your navigation bar is not expected to have, let's say, not more than 4 to 5. Every other one, you can put them as a drop-down menu. So how do we do all that is the reason why we have to, that's the reason why we're looking for this particular element. So you go to appearance. So here now I want to assign them to their different locations, because if you look at this, they are not even arranged properly. Look at where your home is. Your home is supposed to be the first one. So the process I want to take us through now will now teach us how we can determine their positioning and which one should be appearing in that header or not. Okay, so now how do we go there? Go to appearance, then select menu. Go to appearance, select menu. So you will now see the list of all the pages you have created. Look at them here, but they are not active because you have to create a menu. So it is in that menu that you will now be assigning this. So let's say here is menu. Let me just use menu and click on what? Create. So the moment it's created, they will now be active. That is, now you can assign them. So you have to determine whether they are primary menus. So I will say yes. Then I'm assigning all of them. All this one, they are to display. I'm assigning them, so I don't need this one. Then you click on add to menu. Then they will now be displaying here. So once you are able to get them displayed here, then you can now change the order. So how do you change the order? You move this one, click on it here, then take it off. Let it be the first one. You are taking note of the grid. Then I want it to be followed by about, so I'll take it up. I want it to be followed by contact. I'll take it up. I want it to be followed by let me see if I still have access to where I created the pages. I want to create a drop down because I want to show you how you can actually work with a drop down. Okay, you say I should come again. Which one is that? Sorry, which one? You are requesting
Come again. That one when you please come again. That one that had to activate the page just now.
This one.
No, the other one. This other one.
Is it this one you're talking about?
No, come again from the beginning of how you entered this place, sir.
Okay, so I went to appearance. I went to appearance. Let me leave here so that it can take me there. So I came to appearance and then I click on menu. Hope you are seeing it. I click on menus.
Yes, sir, yes.
That is how I got here. So you can see that because I have not saved. So those ones has gone. So I'm taking it again now. For that time I came here, this menu was not created. As a result of that, the whole of this, they were not active. So, but now I have a created menu. So I will just assign the link into that menu by checking the ones I want to assign, checking the ones I want to assign, and then migrating them by clicking what? Here. So you will now see that they are added here. So the next thing I did was to change the order because I discovered that the order at which they were displaying was not professional. The order at which they were displaying was not professional. Look at it here. Look at where home is instead of coming first. So for that reason, I click on this one and I drag it to change the positioning. Then followed by about us, followed by contact us. So this is the order I want to follow. Then followed by shop. Now this and this, I want to wrap them under more. Under more. So I want to go and create another page and call it more. So let's go back to how I created pages. So I will just say what? More. I'll tell you what I want to achieve with it. More, then publish, publish. Now let me go back to where I'm creating. The more will have been added. Just refresh it. So I will have the more here now. Oh, sorry. Okay, though I have it here. So let's just go through it again. Because I did not commit all my action. That's the reason why each time I refresh the page, they go off. So let me just add again. Now, to permanent it, you click on this, and then make sure that you check this on before you. These two should be on. These two should be on, and then you save changes so that each time you refresh, they will not disappear. Now let's go with the arrangement. Now I take it again, put this one here, followed by about us, followed by contact us, followed by shop. So every other one followed by shop. So shop was not well placed. Then every other one, blog, and this will come under more as a drop down. So how do I achieve that? You will simply drag this one like this. You can see it. So once you leave this indent, it means you are saying that it's even indicated here, sub item. So you drag it to maintain that same alignment. If I want this one to, if I want it to be a sub item of this, that is, until you open up this before you can see this. When you open up this before you can see this, you can have it in multiple level. Drop that. So you keep dragging it like that. But I want them to be sibling. So now once you edit anything, you update by clicking on what? Save. Now, if I go back to that front end, you will notice that what we did will have been implemented. So let me come here back and open this in a new tab just to check. So you can see perfect. Now, if you click here now, you will now see those two words link. So you have arranged your link in a professional way. Okay. So I believe that is clear. So I want you to, I will enable you to share your screen now. So the first thing you are going to do for me, let me see what you have already there, whether you have installed your team or whether you have also installed your Elementor. So share your screen quickly. Let me confirm that.
Are you sharing your screen? Now share your screen. Share your screen. I said you should share your screen. Share your screen. I don't know if you can still hear me. Share your screen and let me see what you have installed. I want to check your installation.
Trying to rectify my network. My
Okay.
network is hanging seriously.